Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name once again is Celestial T888, and today we will be doing your monthly reading. Now, in addition to using the Mystic Fae Tarot deck as a part of your monthly reading, we will also be using the Psychic Tarot deck, Oracle deck. We're just going to be pulling a couple of cards. We will also be using the Moonology Oracle deck, just a card, and as well as the Romance Angels Oracle deck to pull any romance advice from the Romance Angels. These are the decks that we will be using for this reading, and now without further ado, let us begin. All right, Gemini, these are your cards, and this is your general reading for the month of September 2022. Now, first impressions that I'm getting for you, Gemini, is very strongly that for the most part, during the month of September this year, you're going to be very bored at certain points of the month. For some of you, it might feel like you're entirely bored the entire month. For some of you, it's like every once in a while you have a feeling that like everything's boring. But like for the most part, collectively, Gemini, you guys are feeling bored this month. And again, if this doesn't feel right, if you don't feel like this applies to you, you can always check for your sun, moon, or rising signs. But for the general feeling for the collective, for Geminis, you guys are like bored this month, because the first card you have is the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups is definitely for this deck I'm bored kind of card. Now, this could be you're bored with your job, maybe you're back in school and you're bored, or maybe you're in a relationship that you're not, you're bored in that relationship. But for whatever reason, Gemini, you guys are bored this month. So definitely, examine where it is that you're bored in, so maybe you can figure out something to do about it. But like, no ways around it, Gemini, you guys are starting off this month bored. Again, it's going to fluctuate. Sometimes one week you're bored, the next week you're not, and then the following week you're bored again. It can fluctuate with different Geminis. Everybody's on a different journey, but you guys are bored this month for whatever reason. And maybe, again, like I said, maybe it is, stuff that's going on that you haven't been happy with for a long time, but you haven't necessarily done anything about it. Because your next card is the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords, I want to say, is definitely like you've put in dedication and time into certain aspects of your life. And maybe even though you're bored, you're still sticking to it because you've spent all this time, you spend all this effort trying to make certain things work. And now, you're just like, well, I can't leave now because I've been at this for like 6 months or 7 months or years or whatever. I've been at this for years, so I can't leave now just because I'm bored. I definitely have that feeling for you guys this month, Gemini. Again, like I said, for the most part, a good amount of you are going to be bored. Like definitely, even just throughout the month. I mean, you might have good days, but you're generally speaking, September's not that great for you guys. I'm sorry to say. The next card you have is the Hanged Fae, and again, like I said, I feel as if Geminis collectively, you're just like everything is just on hold, everything is just hanging up in the air for you guys. I would say, just wait and see for you guys, for Gemini, just wait and see for things to change, because sometimes for some of you that's gonna work. But at the same time, I want to say that the waiting and seeing thing is like also gonna be very annoying for a good amount of Geminis, and again, we'll attribute to you feeling bored. But for some of you who this applies to, you gotta wait and see. And again, this is a general reading, so it can be within any aspect of your life, work, school, socializing with your friends, your family, something in your life you're not 100% happy with. And it might even be multiple things that you're not happy with, and that's why those people who are going to just be bored throughout the month are probably bored throughout the month, because they're just like not satisfied with like multiple aspects of their life. And so instead of doing anything about it, they're just kind of like waiting for it to change. And that's why I want to say the Hang Fei definitely came out for this reading. The next card you have is the Two of Wands. And I definitely think for some of you Geminis out there, you might have like a friend or a colleague, a coworker or somebody around you who, might help you try to shake off this feeling. And I want to say, you're either going to take that opportunity to like spend time with them, or you're not, with this Two of Wands energy. Guys, like, again, like I said, like, I definitely feel like you want to, just so that you wouldn't be bored, but you also kind of have a pushback because you don't want to like invest and commit to like spending time with somebody if you don't think it's gonna work out. Next, you have the Five of Pentacles. And again, like I said, Gemini, for the most part, it looks as if you guys are just, in a blah state this month. Again, this doesn't necessarily apply to everybody. Everybody's on a different journey, but for the collective, this is how you guys are like really feeling. And then it might be that you have for some of you, you have resources around you so that you don't necessarily feel this way, but you're kind of just like either don't realize it, or you kind of don't want to touch it right now because you're just hoping that everything fixes itself in time. But I'm telling you, Gemini, if you see a resource out there that can help you with whatever issues you have, definitely take it, because it's better to take it and at least try than to just sit around and not doing anything. But I feel as if for some Geminis out here, you might be sitting around not really doing anything this month. And lastly but not least, you have the Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups for you guys this month, Gemini, I definitely feel as this presence of somebody who's just going to be there, who's a good listener, who you can talk to and everything. I definitely feel as if this person's going to come to try to help you guys somewhere and within the month of September, and I feel as if you guys are gonna feel comfortable with it. Again, it might be with this Two of Wands energy too, that person who's just like gives you the opportunity to spend time with them. So you might already have this. Maybe this person is like a friend or one of your parents or something, who's just like, oh, so what's going on? Sit down, let's have a cup of this and some cookies, and then we'll talk through it and we'll figure out what's going on. So I definitely think towards the end of the month, you might find a way to get out of that energy of feeling bored, Gemini. But for the most part, it looks like you're starting off this month feeling a little bit bored with your life in certain aspects. Again, this is a general reading, so it could just be you're just bored at work, or maybe you're just bored with your friends. You haven't really been doing anything with your friends. It could be any aspect, or maybe you're at school and you're bored, and it was like something that you thought you really wanted to study, but now that you're finally there, you realize that you're bored, but you've already spent all this time trying to get into like that program, so you kind of just like feel like you're stuck. So again, these are just examples. This is just a general reading. Again, if it doesn't apply, you can always check the other videos. Next, we have your psychic oracle cards, and your first card is hope. So again, like I said, I definitely feel for a good amount of you, there is going to be hope, especially I feel like from somebody who's just, makes you think differently, makes you look at things differently. And, if you feel like if you feel like you're stuck, I think they would be there to help you. And then the next card you have is wisdom. And again, like I said, I definitely feel that this person who's gonna help you gives you a lot of hope and has like a lot of wisdom, to tell you, Gemini. And they'll be like, you don't necessarily have to like commit yourself to this like this. You can try to look at it from this angle. Is just an example of how I feel like this person is gonna be for you guys. Especially for those of you, like I said, who are just like, I'm really bored, nothing's happening. I've already spent all this time trying to make it work. I can't just, start over just yet. Because I'm just feeling bored. I may be feeling bored right now, but it may be like, the next day I'm not gonna feel bored. I feel like a Gemini is definitely thinking that right now. I feel as if you Geminis have been like progressively like getting to the boredom feeling, but you've kind of just been like shaking it off and telling yourself that, oh, it's not gonna stay like this. Eventually, it'll get better again. But like progressively, it just keeps going and going until finally you reach September and you're just like unapologetically like it's boring, whatever this reading is for. But again, like I said, I definitely think somebody's going to come in and give you hope. Maybe if you need to switch up your job or maybe switch up your majors in schools, maybe you'll get the hope to like switch up your job or majors. And I definitely feel as if somebody's going to come in with like some wisdom to give you guys. All right, next, let's look at the moon's advice for you this month, Gemini. And the moon card you got is the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. So again, I definitely think, you guys are definitely on the verge of like whatever issue that's going on is finally coming to an end. There's no other way to really see the card besides that. And again, like I said, I definitely feel like you've been toughing it out in certain aspects of your life in the hopes that, it'll just like eventually resolve itself, but it hasn't resolved itself yet. But the moon is here to say that, the end is near, you're approaching it. Maybe not particularly this month of September, but maybe by like actual, December, actually the end of the year, the cycle will be over and then you'll be on a new cycle and you'll feel a lot better. For some of you, you guys are just all on different journeys. So, if this aspect applies, it applies. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But that's all I can say to that. And finally, we have your romance angel cards. And your first card is, this could be the one. You've already met your romantic partner. So this I can finally say, if you are already in a happy relationship and you're completely fine and the boredom isn't with your relationship, so here's your card saying that this could be the one. You've already met that person, you're already with that person, so be happy. And if you haven't met that person and aren't with that person just yet, I want to say this card is saying that you will be. And then finally you have soulmate. So yes, this is your soulmate. So for those of you again who are already in happy relationships and with somebody already, this could very well be your soulmate that you're with and that you're happy with. So congratulations for you. And if you're not with a soulmate, if you're not in a relationship yet, then hopefully at some point in September you will be. And if that is not what you're looking for, then that is not what you're looking for. This part of the reading doesn't have to apply to you. And if you are in a relationship and you're thinking that you just met somebody new and it's time to just walk away, as long as you're in a happy relationship, please don't just walk away because I'm pulling this could be the one in soulmate cards. That doesn't necessarily have to mean that it applies to you. All right, Gemini, this is your general reading for the month. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, and comment to help the channel grow. And I shall see you next time. Bye-bye.